you guys have been watching my channel for a longer period of time, you know that at one point I had this, let's say, donation goal in order to help out refugees in my city in Bosnia, because it's a city that's on the border with Croatia, so there's a lot of refugees there, still are. At the time I collected money from you guys and I made like packages with toys and food for all the kids in the camp, and I distributed it with all my cousins, friends, etc. And we went shopping, made these packages, drove to the camp, handed it out to everyone. We helped the kitchen that cooks the meals for all the people in the camp. So it was like really one of the best things I've done with using the people from YouTube, like the subscribers, community. But on the 24th of October, BBC made a documentary on the refugees in Bosnia, and since there's not a lot of international attention, it's all on Turkey and all on Western Europe, but Bosnia is having a lot of trouble with them and handling them because there's a lot of them, and Bosnia is not in the European Union, so it's just all piling up at the border, and Bosnia doesn't have the sufficient funds or plans or space to take care of so many people, and especially because they're not in the European Union, the EU is like... Let's take a look on what the BBC saw, and this will also give you a better perspective on what kind of people I helped and what kind of people you guys donated for me to help.
If you ask me to sleep here one night, I think that would be my worst nightmare.
You've slept here for one month?
2 days, 3 days, no food.
Seeing that makes you realise the scale of the problem, that there are hundreds, thousands that do not have a bed.
Look at them all piled up. And we didn't do it, well, we did provide the public or the Red Cross kitchen with materials or ingredients to cook food for all of the people, but we were mostly focused our action at the time at children, making their day just a bit better with toys and just sugary things and like candy and other stuff. It was the most amazing thing to see those kids smile, smiling kids which are in these kinds of situations. It's, yeah.
Bed.
A 14-year-old queues outside this refugee camp in Bosnia, begging to be let in.
5 hours outside for gate. Nothing.
The camp is full. Tonight, like thousands, he'll have to sleep on the streets.
Yeah, because otherwise it gets overcrowded inside as well, so there is a limit on everything. This is what I mean with the country doesn't have the sufficient funds and place to keep so many people.
Bosnia has become a bottleneck for migrants trying to get into the EU. Thousands make their way from Syria, Afghanistan and Pakistan, and many get stuck, unable to cross the border into Croatia. The government is being accused of neglecting them.
Look at those camps. Look at how horrible it looks. Look at all the trash around it.
The camp is not really set up as a proper camp. It's been set up like somebody took the marbles and just threw them down.
4 months ago, the government set up this unofficial camp on an old chemical dumping ground surrounded by landmines. Aid.
So they build a camp on an old chemical dump ground and it's still surrounded with landmines. Smart choice, government, smart choice. If you want more of them dead, then yeah.
Agencies have refused to run the site because it's too dangerous. 5 Red Cross volunteers come in to provide 1 meal a day, and other than that, people are on their own.
This start, this side, and 20 people sleep.
So you have to sleep on the floor?
Yes, 1 month this camp, this room. 1 month.
You've slept here for one
Yes.
month? Gosh. This is not what a tent in a camp should be. There's no run.
That looks horrible. I've not been inside of the tents, but that looks horrible and it's pretty much what I expected.
Running water, sanitation or electricity. And no healthcare.
You have about 20 people here.
We're taken to a tent where everyone is infected with scabies.
We don't even have a medicine to give it to them. We don't. Yeah.
You've run out of medicine?
Yeah.
So all you
Ah, that looks so nasty. They're all infected with it.
is just try and keep these people separate.
Yes,
You can't treat them
yes,
this.
no. We can't treat them. If you ask me to sleep here one night, I think that would be my worst nightmare. It's not the place for people to live now.
Probably,
Over
yeah.
the summer it was okay.
Look, in the winter with flip-flops and slippers. Shoes which are too small. Can you imagine like minus 20, minus 30 wearing this?
Okay, but not now. Now it's terrible. This is not the place for humans.
Ah,
Look at them.
good words. It's not a place for humans.
With winter coming, conditions are getting worse.
Oh, this is during the summer. Oh, then it's still okay. But most of them are still, because I was there in the winter, still not wearing any shoes. And it's like minus 20, minus 30.
We had only 3 blankets for 6 people.
Do you have enough clothes to keep warm?
Not really.
Hosrat's father was an interpreter for the British Army in Afghanistan. When the British left, the Taliban killed his family.
I lost
Well, there you go. His father helped the British forces, and what he gets back for it, nothing, a dead family.
12 members of my family. They was looking for me.
You've been here 4 months.
Yeah.
What's it like here?
If I had any different choice, I would leave a long time ago. I don't know what's gonna happen in winter. I'm very worried by it. I've been to the Red Cross and I told them I want to deport myself. It's better to die in Afghanistan.
We've been here.
It's just... Look at those faces. Look at those people. You know, almost all of the people living abroad from the ex-Yugoslav region were once at this position, believe it or not. And seeing that it just keeps happening, and again and again and again, and they keep making memorials, keep saying never again, and it still happens again. And exactly those countries who say never again are doing the bad deeds to say so. It's just... I can put myself in that position. A lot of people are gonna say, oh, what do you know about it? Well, I am an example of this, what you're looking at the screen right now.
For an hour when
But
we
only
find a
years
12-year-old
later.
boy who's by himself.
But he's too little. And look at him, he doesn't even have shoes. This is not for a little boy. I think he's at the end of his energy. You can see the sadness and the depression in his face. Single men, these are not even good conditions for them, let alone the children. But what can you do?
He's one of 3,000 migrants and refugees in Bosnia, now without a bed. Back on the streets, we're taken round the corner to a disused building.
What is this? What is the problem? Wow. A disused building where they're sleeping to some cover of the weather.
There's
Well, I can hear them all coughing. They're all sick.
around 70 people inside.
They've all got scabies.
Oh, they're all infected again. Fucking hell.
In a garage nearby, it's the same.
Allergy, sickness, many people, 40, 50 people.
2 days, 3 days, no food, problem, food problem.
What is this?
Seeing that makes you realise the scale of the problem. That there are hundreds, thousands of people in this part of the country.
And only in that part. Imagine that on the entire border region of Bosnia, there's like situations like this. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No one helping out.
That do not have a bed. That will not have a bed for the foreseeable future.
The winters are tough here, and so the risk, and I think we have to be very blunt about that, the risk is really if we don't have these beds that people will die because of the cold. If that is not addressed, then we will have a humanitarian catastrophe here, not in a few months' time, but in a few weeks' time.
This summer, the European Union gave Bosnia £10 million to set up new centres for migrants, but the
They
government is yet to allocate any new sites.
They gave him 10 million and they did allocate a lot of new sites since then, but it's still not enough. So the government is also corrupt and taking money away as well. So they maybe invested 2 or 3 million in sites, in new sites, and the rest. The new Audi A8 for the presidents or something like that, you know?
A 100 kilometres away, in the middle of nowhere, and it's freezing. Police stop a bus heading towards the migrant camps.
Police problem, police.
The migrants on board are all kicked off.
They've paid for a ticket.
Yes. Sorry.
Do you know where you are?
They got kicked off the bus even though they paid for a ticket because they are not allowed to be transported in buses since at the border control they caught a lot of people hiding in engine compartments and spare wheel compartments of a bus just to get across the border, and all those buses there get switched, you know, from duty. Sometimes they go across the border, sometimes they're only within Bosnia, and just because of that they don't want to take the risk.
You don't know where you are?
This happens 5 times a night.
I just want to know why you've done it. Who's told you to take them off the bus?
We are not allowed to give you any statements.
Who's told him to do this?
I'm not obliged to answer you for anything.
The order has come from the local government, which is trying to stop new people from reaching the camps.
These people don't know where they are. They don't know what's just happened to them. We're now on the side of a road, and they're going to have to spend the night here.
When you come here and it's -5 and you see bodies, I can never find this normal picture when I come in the morning.
A Red Cross volunteer comes to check on them.
Bosnia?
Yes, this is Bosnia.
Yeah, okay, good. Yes?
But Bihać is from here 100 kilometers.
100 kilometers.
You can walk.
No car, no bus.
No.
Bus, no
No.
bus.
So this is the
Big
problem.
problem.
Yeah.
They were 100 kilometers away from Bihać, which is also, again, I've been there to the hotel where there's a big like allocation center, or it's not that big actually, and it's not a hotel, it's just an old abandoned hotel where they store people now. That's 100 kilometers away. It's a lot for walking. It's gonna take you like 2 days of walking.
You help me.
How I help you? We will see, okay? It's always difficult.
Why are your policemen removing migrants from buses 100 kilometers from here?
Mi nezakonite ljude I ilegalne ljude ne možemo dozvoliti da ulaze u Unsko-Sanski kanton.
Yeah. Basically, it's protecting the canton. Oh, this is a road I drive on. They're protecting the canton because the canton is not receiving the money from the central government to take care of it. So they're just trying to stop people from getting in because the Sarajevo central government of Bosnia is just not helping them out, and they're just like, oh, fuck it, just it's all the way there and the end of Bosnia, they can take care of it for themselves.
Are you trying to shut the migrants and refugees out of this part of Bosnia?
Unsko-Sanski kanton ima određen kapacitet koji može nositi kada su u pitanju migranti. I to tražimo od cijele države da jednako nosi teret.
This is what I mean. He's just saying it nicely and with other words that they want to share the burden, which is not happening right now. Everyone is just being shipped to our side of Bosnia, and we just got to deal with it, with the increase of unsafety, to say so, the increase of criminal activities, the increase of drug addicts, because a lot of them are doing drugs and stuff. It's just not safe. Well, it's not safe. It's in general just not safe anymore.
For 3 weeks now, the Bosnian government has refused to answer our questions.
Water. Lot of water. It's a hole there. This is not a place where people should be staying in the winter time. You don't need a new tent. You need to go from here. They need to start thinking about closing this place as soon as possible. It's not humane. It's not humane for anybody to remain here.
UN inspectors have urged authorities to stop bringing people here. They say it's not fit for humans.
It's not fit for humans. Yet the UN authorities say that, yet there is a camp full of people there.
We're getting the police now, bringing new people who they picked up from the town.
But with nowhere else to take them, still they get dumped here.
They pick them up in the middle of the street, anywhere, wherever they see them, and they just bring them here.
I think that the hits will only go into one direction once the first person dies. And then we will certainly see solutions.
The hits will go in one direction when the first person dies. Like during my time in the summer when I was there, 4 people died already. During the last winter, already 12 people died in only my city. For the 2 or 3 weeks that I was there, 12 people died already from freezing to death.
Emerging. It's really unfortunate that we got to that point because it was not necessary. We have been talking about new locations since January of this year, so we could have been prepared for the winter.
Let us just say we were warned that this may come. Let us not wait too long and then say we are all sorry.
Exactly. But that's how it always goes. Even though you want to change it, it always goes like that. Just let some catastrophe happen, even though it could be avoided, and then say sorry for it. Oh, that's it. It's a tough topic. It's really a tough topic. I hope I showed you guys a bit of the situation there. Also showed you guys on where you helped me to help those people out. So you kind of see all in the place where I went, where we did build tents, where we did help with food, and this is one with, in this video there's not a lot of kids, but in the camp where we were, as you could see in my video, there were a lot of kids. So it's just really sad, and just one of those problems that the country, like as Bosnia, we already have so many problems, and this is just a problem added that we cannot handle or tackle ourselves. So it just makes everything so much worse for us, but also for those refugees who cannot be helped or assisted in freezing to death. It's just a really shit situation, and that's almost all I can say about it, because I can't change it myself, even though I try to make some kids their days better. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this topic and what you think would be a solution, or what do you guys think of the current situation. Please let me know. Leave a like if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. 80% of you guys watching are not subscribed. Come on, guys. I need your support in order to grow this channel. So leave a subscribe. It's free. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.
Perfect.